Hey Reddit.
What was the weirdest thing someone asked you to do during sex?
Post in the comments to win. Absolutely nothing.
It was Halloween and some friends and I decided to crossdress as Charlie's Angels. I ordered a vintage 70s tennis dress from eBay and bought a cheap wig. My girlfriend came over before the party and put makeup on me. After the party we went back to my apartment. She told me to stay dressed as a woman while we fooled around. I mentally shrugged and went with it. The next time she was over she requested that I put on the wig and tennis dress again. Not one to argue. I went with the flow. The next time she was over, she arrived with shopping bags, women's clothing in my size and a much better quality wig. I sensed things were getting out of hand. I didn't particularly like dressing up as a woman, but it seemed to really arouse her. She would look at me and her face would glaze over in a look of lust. Soon it evolved to the only way we'd have sex was when I was dressed as a woman. Things came to an end when I emerged from the bathroom one evening and she was sporting a robust strap-on dildo. I declined and she got very angry. After all that, I got called a prude.
You made my day, man.
Good lord. A previous girlfriend once moaned her own name whilst she came. Weirdest and funniest thing I've ever heard. She could never really explain why.
She went full Pokemon. Dude.
In college, I slept with a girl I had been friends with for a while as sort of a rebound after breaking up with my ex for cheating on me. In the middle of it she asks, "How does it feel to know someone you loved and held at night was getting all this from someone else," with this sadistic grin on her face. Turns out she was saying this to get me mad. Because she wanted to be choked, slapped, gagged, etc. All she had to do was ask. Instead of breaking down any dignity I had.
Honestly, I would have cried.
Wow, that's fucking hurtful. You okay?
I dated an older woman when I was about 22. She was almost 30 and loved animals. She worked at a shelter. Had a bunch of rescue animals. Cats, dogs, fish, a bird, etc. She kept very good care of them all. Anyways, when we were getting frisky she was enjoying herself and started saying, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?" ... over and over again. I finally had to bite the bullet and say, "I am." She of course then said, "Yes you are." To be fair, I was being a very good boy.
Op is the bestest of boys.
Ah, gentle femdom.
Herp, do you like fluffy tails and bunny ears? Me, hell yeah. Herp gets up, walks out of the bedroom and comes back with an actual rabbit. Some of it rubbed off on me I think. I have 2 bunnies now.
Let's call a press conference real quick. So you can tell it to everybody with a straight face.
Deleted.
I'm battering your drumstick.
Shove your meat drumstick in my big family bucket.
Fart when you come. Not only I don't get how is that sexy in any way, shape or form. But how do you force yourself to fart? Not to mention the fear if I try to do it I will be the guy who shiz himself while fucking.
Maybe just make a fart sound with your mouth and she can't tell the difference.
Once did this by accident. Just finishing up some of the best sex of our relationship, still together now, and just as I'm blowing my load I blow the brown trumpet. Like a really loud, stinky air biscuit, the likes of which would be considered a WMD by the US government. She stopped. I stopped. We made eye contact and I couldn't speak. Still inside her. Still coming. And now surrounded by the smell of pure shiz. We both burst out laughing and choking on it. Her words were, "You fucking owe me." Few weeks later. Balls slapping against her asshole. She lets rip and the sensation against my balls just made me splooge. Not something I want to try again, but fun times.
Point your toes for me. Dude watched synchronized swimming as porn.
What a fucking fascinating individual.
No, I get this. I think it seems more feminine or something. That or he and I have some deeply repressed swimming pool trauma.
She wanted me to say terrible things about her. That's how I found out physical abuse is much easier to provide on request than emotional abuse.
Gosh, you're such a bad girl. Your handwriting is terrible.
During doggy. He shoved my whole face down into the pillow and demanded, "Look at me." Not possible, dude. It's been a few years and I still think about it occasionally as a WTF moment.
This reminds me of the quote from Wedding Crashers, "Shut your mouth when you're talking to me."
He was calling to his ancestors to witness his conquest. Don't worry. He wasn't talking to you.
It was with a girl I'd been with for a couple of months. Girl said, "I can't wait to taste your blood." I responded with, "I definitely can't say the same." She was not pleased.
Did she have any problems with mirrors or directly sunlight? Perchance?
Yeah, I had a girl who was into knife play. And the last time we hooked up she cut my chest. It wasn't deep but she licked up my blood and then handed me the knife to do the same to her. I left because 1. She didn't ask if it was okay. 2. I don't trust myself to cut someone during sex.